It takes a lot to shock me on social media these days, but I'm telling you, when I came across this woman's content, I was absolutely floored at the level of entitlement, lack of self-awareness, and terrible advice that she is giving to other women in the dating pool. Her name is Danielle Walter. She has 1 million followers on Instagram and calls herself the brunette Carrie Bradshaw. She idolizes the most annoying character from Sex and the City. She's a 32-year-old single woman, and that is the entire focus of her content. She quit her tech job in order to make dating nonstop her entire career path. She only goes on first, maybe second dates with men. They never go anywhere. And that's the entire storyline that people are watching play out in her life.
So she's literally a pro dater.
That's her career path. She has chosen to go on countless dinner dates.
Impressive in a
with
sad
men
sort of
in
way.
major cities and record the entire process. She records herself getting ready for the date. She records her reaction immediately after the date and keeps her followers posted on what's going on with pilot guy, what's going on with this so-and-so nice guy.
To her credit as a businesswoman, women must eat this content up.
I'm sure they do, which is why she has such a large following.
So 20 there from Jose Quintana.
I'm a little late this afternoon. Hi, Brett, Empress, and Phil. Just saw The Wolf Man. Anyway, there you go. I like Julia Garner, but this was a very bland monster film. Very bland. Long live PCC.
Thank you.
Let's take a look at the first video from Danielle Walter where she introduces herself and her content
That's
for
this one here?
beginners.
This one here?
My name is Danielle. I'm 31 years old, single, and I just quit my entire career in tech sales to go full-time on social media, where I pretty much share every detail of my life. You may know me as the girl who takes you along all her dates, or you may know me as the girl who gives advice, but my assumption is that all of you see yourselves in me one way or another, as there's over 500,000 of you now joining me. And we're addressing big questions over here, like, how long does it take to find love? What's the deal with Pilot Man? Will she ever find Mr. Right? And when will her last first date happen? And I promise you, I'm sharing these details just as soon as I know them. But I'm also doing the heavy lifting here and figuring out the answers for the 52% of the female American population who is still single. Because like it or not, we are actually the majority. So it's about time we start talking about how to date, how to uphold standards, dating apps, and knowing that everything we need is already there. I'm living my life publicly to help you take a chance in your own via my new series, Single in the City, where we'll be talking through all of these things. And don't worry, my date before and after videos and recaps are still gonna be there. But I want another side of this, a deeper side of this, a side of this that inspires you to take an active role in your own life, so that 50 years from now, you're not wishing you weren't just a bystander, or to get those precious years back while you were still young, to take the chance to smile at the guy, to move cities, to pursue your dreams, whatever it is. So until next time, bye.
The faux uplifting music in the background is just so creepy.
Directly from corporate.
We have a 20 from Huslalom. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Official petition to get the 4th age on PCC. Let's go.
That would be cool.
I'm not familiar.
He was the comic book content creator that I was talking about earlier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's
watch. First of all, that to get paid to eat for a living. That's impressive.
Yeah, well, there's this supposedly trend of women going on dates just to get free dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And I never understood that because first of all, you're losing by having to hang out with someone you don't have any interest in. So that sounds awful. And second of all, you're losing because you have to eat and it's making you fat. So everyone loses.
Most people like eating though, Mary. You're
everyone in that situation loses.
She mentioned that 52% of the population are single. What's the percentage of?
It's 52% of American women are single.
Yeah, 52% of American women are single. What are the percentage of American women that are overweight?
More than that.
Because I believe that if
something like 70%.
If more people were not overweight, there would be fewer people overweight. There would be fewer single people, and this goes for both men and women.
Oh yeah, it's not just women.
I'm not saying just women. but if there were more people that were attractive, then there would be more people that were in relationships.
Definitely, but credit where credit is due. This woman is conventionally attractive.
Yeah.
She takes care of herself. She's fit. She puts a lot of effort into the way that she dresses, and she shows her followers how she does her hair and her makeup. She is bringing something to the table. The problem is that she's insane.
No,
and the
she
problem
thinks
is
she's
that
the table.
she
I'd be willing to bet anything she thinks she's the table.
I think the main problem here is that she insists on sharing every last detail of her life online, meaning she benefits from staying single. Her career benefits from her staying single and sharing those woes with her followers.
It'd be funny.
Therefore, she's never going to end up in a relationship because it would ruin the whole appeal of her brand.
It would be really funny if we find out she's extremely ethical later and she reimburses all the men for the for the date because she's like,
She
look,
better.
she's like, look, I'm sorry, I have to do this for work. I was like, I didn't mean to waste your time, but I can at least reimburse you for your meal.
The sad thing is she recorded her reaction after going on a second date with a guy she said was really nice, but something just wasn't clicking.
Here, let's listen to this. Sorry.
Let's see. There wasn't a spark.
You guys. This man is
got
the
her
sweetest.
flowers.
And I don't know what to do I didn't know what to do until about like 5 minutes ago. So throughout the dinner, I'm trying to identify, like, do I just see friends, like, not romantically? Could this be more kind of thing? And then we start walking back to the car and I'm walking like the wrong direction and he just slips a hand right on my lower back and I'm like, there may be attraction there. And I don't know, we had this like silly talk about pajamas and like it was really funny and cute and I don't know. I feel like I saw another side to him and he's just so thoughtful. So I don't think I have any choice other than to go out with him again. He's just a great guy and I want to.
Where's the butt?
So anyway, the saga continues. We'll see what happens.
She's like,
So
but my job prevents me from doing this with the same guy over and over and over again because then it's not a first date video.
The small of the back thing is like that. I mean, that's supposed. Is that not obvious? Like, is that not an obvious? Like, if you're a dude out there, if you want to like seem, if you want to inform a woman that you're at least somewhat attracted to her without doing something that might be a little more ballsy than you're comfortable with, like going in for a kiss or whatever, when she's walking, put your hand in the small of her back and just like, don't push, just put it there as she walks, allow her to go wherever she wants to go. And like women will pick up on that. And it's generally, unless like, you know, it's generally thought of as fairly harmless, right? Isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. And
Yes,
am I,
but- I mean, what she's saying here is that she's not actually interested in the guy, even though he's doing everything right. And that's the problem.
Yeah,
So
fair
all of these people in her comments were saying, leave this good man alone. He doesn't deserve your chaos, indecision, and immaturity.
that's hilarious. and
She
I
got
back
the
that.
ick because he was too nice to her. Another one said,
Do you think she got the ick, or is she just was just not really into him in the first place?
No, I think that she's annoyed that she likes him because her business model prevents her from actually finding the right person.
I think she's not actually into him, and she just doesn't want to admit that to herself.
So the idea is like she's like, by my own advice, he's doing everything right, but I'm not attracted
Yeah.
to him, and I have no
But
idea
she's
how
just
to
gonna waste
verbalize
his
that.
time
Yeah.
anyway and go on a third date.
So you think she just wants
Leading him
wants
on.
like dudes that treat her badly?
She wants
you think
to-
She's broken.
Maybe she just doesn't know what she wants, even though she should by now at this stage in life.
Well, given what she's doing for work, she should.
And this was a really cynical take. These are the guys who make great husbands, just saying.
Yeah.
Like it's a compromise to find someone that you would marry instead of hook up with.
Well, that was my first instinct was to say that this is the guy she wants to come back to 10 years later.
I'm sure.
You.
But I know that's cynical. I don't mean to sound cynical, but
Now, I referred to the terrible advice that she gives other women from a place of zero authority, given that she is 32 and single. The next video we're going to watch is a prime example of that, where she is basically telling women, just wait until you find what you deserve.
here we go.
That's
Girl,
dumb.
you are too hot to be waiting around. You're too hot to be waiting around. Okay? There's so many people out there. There's so many opportunities. There's so much good food. If you need to cry, cry. And then you're going to be done with that. You're going to get yourself together. You're going to go get yourself a good meal. And then you're just going to meet a bunch of people, okay? Flirt with everyone. Everyone. Because I tell you what, something's going to happen. You're going to start getting asked out on dates in real life. You're going to make a bunch of friends. And you're going to have a great time. The only reason that you're stuck right now, at home, unhappy, thinking that you'll never love again, is because you don't have enough social proof of joy in your life. You haven't done it enough. But in order to experience joy, you have to show up. Show up. I love you. Girl.
So she's giving her followers all of this advice about how to cultivate joy and seek it out in their own lives. But ironically, I just saw the most horrifying video of all. She is devastated about the fact that she is single during this past holiday season. And to console herself, she reminds herself that she has all of these products that she can consume and
Material possessions.
distractions that can make life worth living. And she will get to have her happy ending anyway. This is the infamous shakshuka girl. The girl who says she's glad that she's single right now so she can go make shakshuka without kids getting in the way of her doing whatever she wants. It's really like I don't really like feel bad for her because she's kind of dragging other people into her mess, but let's just take a look.
A couple of days ago, I was feeling really sad about being alone, meaning single for Christmas again. And I got to thinking about how by this age my mom had 2 kids, me and my brother. I would have been 4 years old, Chris was 6. So I think about myself if I had a 4 and a 6-year-old, specifically tonight and this holiday season. If I had a 4 and a 6-year-old, I would not be able to come home to my pretty clean house that I live in alone, where everything
There's a dog
is
in it, it's not
decorated
clean.
super pretty and nothing moves unless I touch it, and go into my huge bed that I don't have to share with anybody or worry about getting woken up by a small child. And I wouldn't get to lay on my heating pad and read a book with no interruptions or watch whatever I want to watch. If I had a 4 and a 6-year-old, I would be taking care of them. And this luxury of having this time, and I don't know, it's a gift, and I'm feeling the range of emotions. So whereas a few days ago, I was a little bit sad about still being single at 32 for another holiday season, I'm kind of reveling in it right now in this moment where I get to do whatever I want whenever I want. That's a gift. And the cool.
They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Eat the cat, eat
Well, you get the picture.
They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Eat the cat.
This is what all of her content looks like. And her philosophy in life is that
Everyone should suffer as much as she is.
Well, I mean, as I said, I would feel bad for someone in this situation who is just lonely. But instead of just doing what she needs to do to survive and be happy in this stage of her life, she's broadcasting it to millions of people, and she's making herself into this kind of role model for women who are mostly younger than her, and making them think that they're going to get their happy ending even if they do nothing to attain it. And I can't really excuse that or feel bad for you at that point. And that's just a massive cope. Obviously, that's a cope.
What is
because
the,
you're looking around at your empty house and saying that you're fulfilled when you know you're not.
What is the male counterpart of this? Is it just typical red pill culture?
I mean, if we're looking at it based on the feedback you're trying to get from the content, the emotional feedback you're trying to find from the content, it's invulnerability. So yes, it's really the same thing in a different wrapping. It's the same product in a different packaging, a different aesthetic.
An interesting discussion to be had about the idea that with everything that we have now in our lives are so digital, our lives are so busy, that it is probably a lot easier to distract yourself from whatever you might feel like you're missing in life. And look, I don't know her. For all I know, she actually feels this way. I mean, given the fact that she said a couple of days prior she didn't feel that way, I can assume that maybe at the very least there's doubts there. But for somebody who is truly leading a life where they feel like there's something lacking, there's no end to the amount of stimuli you can put yourself through, put into your life to distract you from whatever that might be. Now, it might be family, it might be the desire to change in other ways, but it is interesting the amount of materialism that's connected to it.
Right. Yeah.
Like, I guess that would have been like me saying to Olivia, sorry, I'm just not willing to compromise on what show I'm watching tonight. Therefore, I guess we weren't meant to be together or something. It's like the bare amount of compromise.
Well, I think just a wild guess, perhaps the reason why she can't get a third date with any of these men is because they find out that her entire job is broadcasting her dating life on the internet.
Yeah.
She might do better finding a husband if she stopped doing that, but unfortunately she needs to. And this is the type of person that people are calling a role model for women on social media. Very disheartening.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.